everybody, it's Kenzy Knoxx and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we'll be creating Joni Young's How to Create a Walk by the Pond, and it's an acrylic paint and it should be super fun and relaxing, and that is the whole point of this painting YouTube tutorial. So let's just jump in and have some fun. Hi everybody, it's Kenzy Knoxx and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we'll be painting Joni Young's How to Paint a Walk by the Pond acrylic painting, and this should be super fun, super easy, and super relaxing. So for you beginners out there, this is perfect painting for you, I think. So to begin off with, we're going to work on, well, this is an 11 by 14 mixed media paper. You can use any size canvas you'd like, but this is the one I have chosen. Okay, so to begin off with the colors, she's using a cobalt blue. So this is my cobalt blue. It looks a lot lighter than hers, so I might be using this color deep blue. This looks more similar to hers, or maybe a mixture of the two. So I'm going to go ahead and put those on my palette. And then she also uses some aquamarine green, which is a beautiful, beautiful color, this color right here. And put some of that, just a little dollop on your palette. And then she also uses some white. So I have my white, my white, sorry, a little overzealous, excited to paint today. I was excited to get out of the house and do something productive, well, productive in my eyes. And then I have some black, which I just have right here. Okay, here's my black. Okay, so this is my palette. You can see the colors. So she's using a number 30 filbert brush. And she's saying that she starts her gradation of color. It'll be light up in this corner and gets darker this way. And she's taking some water on her brush and letting her canvas get some moisture on it to make the paint spread easier. And you can do that with a spray bottle. So I'm just going to take a little spray bottle like this and spritz my canvas. I'm going to not do so much because it is paper, so, and I might be using actually this paintbrush today. This one, we'll see how this one works. It's a large filbert brush. It needs more water. I don't know what I just did with my other filbert brush. I just had it in my hands. It might be a little too flimsy, but we'll see. And so she's starting with the aqua and with her size 30 brush. And so I'm going to grab some water on my brush, tap off the drips, and dip it into my turquoise, which is a little bit more thick-bodied paint. And she does her turquoise. She starts up in this corner. Sorry, I don't know why this is so shaky. Right, so just taking that out much better. And she's just dragging it down the center. So coming this way, I might have to change brushes actually. I'm going to take this filbert brush I have, this large filbert brush. The bristles are a little bit thicker, so I'm going to get it wet, tap off the drips, and dip into my aqua green. And just start coming. And I'm keeping my streaks. The light's over here, so we want to keep the streaks going that way. And it looks like it comes across the center, just like this. And I have too much water on my paper. As you can see, it's so diluted that we're going to have to do that again in layers. And then it comes over here, but you can see where we're going with this paint. But we don't want it too thick. We do want it thinned out a bit. So make sure you got some water on your brush. And then it looks like she comes up, so over here, this little white area, and comes up about at the quarter mark. So like over here, she comes up and fills this area in. Like that. And then she taps into her cobalt blue, which maybe I'll try the cobalt blue, and working into that turquoise. So she brings it up along the edge. I'm just doing a combo of the cobalt and deep blue, and comes down. And I need some water on my brush because these paints are a little bit thick. And then she dries it all along this corner over here. I'm pulling these two together. You can wash off your brush if you have a lot of paint on it, or you can just blend it out with a brush that has barely any paint on it. And she brings it up. I'm going to pause her. She brings up her paint fairly far into the turquoise. I'm going to get a wet brush. I'm going to bring it up just a little farther. So she goes she goes to the halfway point at least. And then she comes back down. So she might even come farther this way, but not completely over. You want those streaks kind of going to here. Just keep that in mind. So you don't want horizontal streaks where you should have vertical streaks, and vice versa. And then I'm going to make this. Oh, did she grab black for this? Okay, she might grab some black. Okay, so dip into the black a little bit, keeping with that angle. So aiming for this corner. That's where we're pulling our paint to. And she's bringing this out to about the third mark. Make sure your brush is damp. Make it a lot easier, but it also thins the paint, so just keep that in mind. And she brings that to about the halfway point. And she goes all the way. And so it looks like she brings in the black almost like an eighth of the way. And then it looks like they're all going upwards, so. Oh, so maybe it's like way up here. Or sorry if you can see that, but the light is far, far up there. And then this will be the farthest end. It's over here. And I'm just going to darken down here to make it have some real darkness in it. I definitely added too much water to my paper. Paper and canvas are very different, but they're both workable, so it's weird if you get used to one and then you try paint on another, it's completely different. I definitely like canvas better, but I don't mind paper. I mean, you have to use what you have, right? All of us know that. If you love painting, sometimes you just gotta paint with what you have, even if it's just paper. But mixed media paper isn't that bad, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so rinse out your brush. She's grabbing a number 11 flat brush. She said a 10 would work as well. I just gotta clean up my brush real quick. Set that aside to dry. And then I am grabbing my, I don't know what number this is. It's a 3/4 inch 19mm flat brush. That's the brush I'll be using. And then we're grabbing some black. And we're just gonna make some trees now. I'm gonna wet my brush. And my sniffles have started. We all know my sniffle disasters. I have developed an allergy apparently to acrylics. And so our first tree is going to start. So get your brush nice and damp. And it looks like a little past the, so here's the halfway, a little before the halfway. Just sort of full line down. Grab some more black. I'm gonna do another tree, a little past the halfway mark. I need more water on my brush. And we'll do another tree right next to it. skinny little doodad, and then another tree right here that's thicker, so if you push harder on your brush, you'll get a thicker tree. And then another skinny guy next to that one. And then we're going to do another guy here on this side, over here. That doesn't go all the way down. And then between these two, we're going to have one that starts shorter. Doesn't go all the way down either. And then another one that goes shorter than these two. Now that it's all dried off, over here. That's a little thicker. And this is luminous neon lemon yellow. This one's a little thicker too. You don't have the neon, then you can just use any cool lemon yellow that you have. And then this one. Oh, she does take to the top. Okay. Okay, and then she does. Oh, I'm gonna thicken this one up. I'm gonna use my flat brush again. Bit of water. And that yellow with some white. Mix the two together. Okay, so now she's adding some luminous yellow or neon to her palette. And so I have neon yellow. I'm going to add that to my palette. And then we get some water on our brush. Just dampen my brush up. And I'm grabbing some yellow. And kind of, I think we're doing a transparent yellow. Oh, my black paint is not dry yet. Okay. Before you do this, I'm going to see if she mixed white in with the yellow. So I'm using the same flat brush. Water. Yes, so we need some white with that yellow. And make sure it's watered down. We're doing sun streaks here, or light streaks. And so you want like a 50-50 mixture. Because if you have not enough water, it's going to go right through or right over what you have down on the palette. Yet if you have too much water, it might be too transparent. But that's okay, you can always go over it. Just make sure your paint is dry. Mine's not dry yet, so I'm just going to be a little careful here. I go over it. Pick up some more paint. Pick up some more paint. Pick up some more paint. I'm going to add some more white, more yellow. And if you have too much paint, it'll be opaque, so just be careful with that. So if your sun rays are not looking transparent enough, it's probably because you have... Oh, I'm dragging... Okay, I can't do this step right now. I just messed up my painting. I don't know if I can fix this. So use a little bit extra yellow this time. Uh-oh. Making it worse. I'm just going to go into some aqua here. Hopefully the brush will cover this up. Oh, okay. I need to change my water out real quick. If your water's black, you should change it out, by the way. Okay, so now I changed my water out, so I'm going to rinse out my brush real quick. Get some clean water. That really helps with these streaks if you want them to be clean. Making a new pile of white and luminous yellow, or white and neon yellow. Hopefully this has been dried. Now we can create some streaks now, hopefully. Keep our fingers crossed. Alright, I need some more white and more yellow. I'm doing more yellow than white. And then she drags them all the way, oh wow, all the way across, okay. I'm just going to draw these in all the way across. I'm going to drag this one down. More white, more yellow. And you can always go over the white with the yellow too if you're having trouble with transparency. I'm going to draw these kind of in with white and then over with yellow.
Are not looking transparent enough. It's probably because you have too much paint on your brush. Use a little bit extra yellow this time.
Okay, so now I'm going to take that yellow. I need this more neon yellow. I'm just going to add one more little streak up in here that she has. Okay, I'm going to rinse out my brush real quick. Make sure I didn't pick up any color. And then I'm going to pick up just that luminous yellow. And I'm just going to go over some of these white streaks that we created. If your paint is still wet, it might not take as well as if it were dry, so just try to keep in mind patience is virtual. Or if you have a hairdryer, you can use that too. Hair drying always helps out. Oh, I keep painting it black. Is anyone else experiencing this? It's very annoying. I don't have a hairdryer available to use, so I really just need to wait it out. And if you get black on your brush, just make sure you wash it out, or else you'll carry the black into the other areas of the painting that you don't want it in. I'm pretty sure I'll be covering up a lot of this. I should have a reference photo available, but I don't. And if your brush is wet too, that sometimes makes the paint transferable, so try to go in with, try to get the water out of your brush. Gosh, that black. Okay. Just going to try one more area, and then I'm done. This area here. So one area I really want it to be yellow. I think we're one over the trees, so don't worry too much about your trees. And then one more area right here. Neons are, in general, transparent themselves, so don't worry too much if you think it's too much neon yellow. It's probably not. Rinse out your brush thoroughly. Alright, grab your black and mix in some blues, or your cobalt blue, or whatever blue shade you went with, and some black. I'm going to go over some existing trees, so I'm going to thicken this one up. And it's just blue and black, and my paint is just floating all over the place here. Okay, some blue and black. Okay. This guy. And then this guy. And then she branched off this one here. Toward this way. And that's just the cobalt blue and black. I'm going to thicken this one up a bit. Or maybe you just push harder on your brush, it'll thicken up naturally. Then thicken this one up just a bit. Okay, so now going in with a liner brush. Rinse out your brush and dry it off. And set it aside to dry. And then pick up a liner brush, which I have my liner brush right here. This is a liner brush. You can see it has those like long bristles that are very thin. Okay, so now we're going to be adding some branches onto our painting. So I'm going to take my liner brush, get it wet, get it nice and wet, and I'm going to tap into the black first. And the trick is to get the paint almost like an ink in texture or consistency, almost more water than paint. And what she did is she actually created like this tree in front of this tree. Very clever. Make sure you have plenty of water on that brush. Then we can create little like branches. Branch off. Sometimes it's easier to come down. Sometimes it's easier to go up. to create these little squiggly lines. Just remember to keep grabbing water.
Now I think the painting looks cool even without the branches, but I like to show you guys a lot in one tutorial and one video, so if you decide, you know what, I really want to have branches, then I'm showing you guys here how you can easily do that. Key with a liner brush is to have almost more water than paint. It can be really finicky, it can be your best friend or your enemy, so practice, practice, and don't give up, because there's techniques and things you can paint with a liner brush that you really can't with anything else. A round brush is kind of similar, except it's going to be a lot thicker, and you're not going to get those fine, fine lines and details with a round brush as you would with a liner. The next color I'm going to introduce.
Okay, so now we're going on to pink. Once you're done with your branches. Actually, I need one more branch, or a few more branches. I realized I had none on this side. Oops.
So a little bit of each color.
Okay. Wash that out and put that aside. Then neon pink. I've got neon pink. And then I'm going to take that straight flat brush, I believe, and mix some white in there with the neon pink, and even some yellow. Is this supposed to be orange? I'm not sure. Okay, so between the sun rays.
Slightly overlapping, so see I'm coming in and I'm going partially over that yellow.
Need some water.
Bring it all the way down there. I'm going to concentrate on just in this area here.
So she's saying just over in this area.
A little bit brighter.
Up here.
There's less white.
And I
Just more of the color.
might just grab some neon orange here. Neon orange. Mix it in with some white.
A little bit of water.
Some orange here.
Start up here and pull a few sun rays here in front of these trees.
Just grab that neon orange. Just to make some more striking ones.
I'm going to take some more yellow. And let's see if we can just play up a little bit more in color here. We saturate. And a little bit more color down here. Gives you an idea of just a little bit of water on my brush.
It looks like she added orange over here. I'm not really sure she did, but
Our stairs. And I'm going to take my yellow and my black and water.
okay. So now we're gonna just rinse out your brush real quick. Yellow and black and water, but I don't have yellow anymore, so I need more yellow. So neon yellow and some black. Make sure your brush comes to a point. It's very important. And then your stairs are going to start about
The next color I'm going to use
a third, 2/3 of the way up.
hue. I'm going to
Just going to dab it,
mix that with some black to make
tap
it
it over just a little further,
I've got a wonderful brush here that
and a little further,
This is a 1-inch oval.
a little
brush. It's
further.
by Princeton. It's a really nice brush for creating little bushes and foliage and moss covered things and branches in your paintings. Without getting it wet, I want it dry.
I can't see how far down she went. Oh, are we supposed to put yellow on her pad? Oh, use using neon yellow. I need her to move for a second. Okay, let's see. So she's got, now we're cutting back around here. And a stair there. Okay, so she has yellow, what she's adding, so I'm just going to grab, actually I'm going to listen. I don't know what color yellow she used. Alright, so I'm just going to use yellow, straight up yellow.
This is a 1-inch oval, black and yellow.
Like I said, just make sure it's on the tip of your brush.
Pretty deep green that we get. start adding some bushes here along the side.
Okay, so rinse that out. I think actually we need to carry that stair out just a little farther at the bottom. We're gonna have the tree here. This will be coming to the tree. This will come a little bit
The
more.
next color we're going to use is my cadmium yellow light hue.
Oh, cad yellow. Cad yellow hue, not yellow. Sorry, guys. So cad yellow hue is this color.
Bushes and
It's a very warm yellow. It's a great color, very popular. So mix some
we get
black and yellow. Oh, and she's using a mop brush, but I'm going to use a filbert brush
bushes here along the
for now, I think. So I'm using this filbert brush. Gonna mix up that yellow and black. So take that cad yellow hue and mix up a little black in it, and you should get a green tone color. I have trouble getting this green tone up, but today I got it. Cool. Okay, and then so we're going to start down at the bottom of the stairs here. Oh, I might have too much paint on my brush. That's alright. And then carry it up, and we're going to get thinner as we go up. So we want this bigger and thinner. And I'm going to rinse it out so that I can get more texture. Rinse out my brush so I can get more texture in the foliage. So let's see. Get my brush wet. Oops, this might be a little bit too wet. Let's try that again. Okay, so we get thinner, thinner, and then work our way up and getting thinner. That will create perspective. Okay.
and follow along that path.
You can use a mop brush to do this as well. I'm just going to add some little blur.
See that foliage there? But
Just add some
move
there,
right about here.
and then a little bit up here.
And then just disappearing
And just disappears.
around those trees somewhere. So with a little bit left in my brush, I'm going to pull and sweep gently for a little bit of
Okay,
shadow
and then we're sweeping gently over the stairs.
along the stairs. Just a light little shadow like that.
I don't know if it's above or below, to be honest. Just going over them.
And I'm going to take my neon yellow and I'm going to add,
Oh, and then we're going to take a neon yellow.
which is fine, add a few little flowers. We could go ahead and use
My neon yellow doesn't show up very well, unfortunately.
and add some flowers down here too.
And you can add flowers if you want in pink. Or just the neon yellow. So if you want to wash out your brush real quick, mine's just carrying paint everywhere. I don't know how her paint dries so fast. I don't know if she dries it and then goes back to the video, but if you wanted to grab your pink and dab a little into your pink, and then we can just do some pink up in here. A little more pink over and up in here, and over in here. Just a little bit. Okay, rinse out your brush. Okay, so grab your liner brush.
And that deep green color,
So your liner, pink, yellow,
like a brownish color. So
and that deep green to make a brown, which I don't know if you can see, but this is the color right there, that color brown. We're just going to add some branches to the trees up in the front. Make sure the paint is thoroughly wet, like ink.
I'm going to make this a little bit darker.
You can get a little darker if you want. Just make sure it's wet.
Add a little branch and add a few little branches. Little lines, wiggles, scoops. And go back over to my oval mop brush. And because I've washed it out now, you can see what happens. It loses its shape like that. So
Okay, rinse it out.
that's okay for when I'm using it for it.
Oops, sorry guys.
Tap into that black and yellow.
Okay, I'm going to set that aside. Then I'm going to take my velvet brush,
And I'm just going to copy some of these branches.
wash it out, tap it into the black and yellow
Sort of a weeping willow
green mixture, so I need to make that again.
tapping.
Okay, so we're going some tap, 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 and flick.
Tap, tap,
I need
tap
some
right
water.
here. So it can help to add a little bit of water on your brush.
Need a little more water.
Dripping out.
Tap off the drips.
Tap. You can tap this way. The brush just gives you that nice shape.
Oh, that's fun. I've never done that
Very
before.
natural shape when it starts to spread apart like that from the water.
It's fun.
Give you a really simple way of creating an effective, dramatic looking weeping willow tree. You just want to remember to build those layers up. Some areas are going to be a little bit thicker and darker than others. It's almost like the same technique as our brush stroke is painting waterfalls.
I was gonna say, she just said it's like painting waterfalls. That's exactly what it's like.
And with it,
And don't forget in the front of the tree too.
so I'm going to add
Okay, so we're gonna try it again. Put a little water on your brush. Tap off the drips. Then
this earthy green color that we're making. It's like a green gold over top of the pretty colors that we have underneath.
oh, this is so relaxing. I love this one, guys. How are you doing? Are you? Yeah, I'm just like pulling and flicking. This is super soothing for me. I hope it is for you too. And you pull some longer. I wish I had some more branches. Giving my brush a little wet again. Tap off the drips. Make sure it's not too wet.
Is just add a little bit of
Then go over here, and I guess we're adding some more over here.
so I'm going to add, it wasn't going to be water at first, but I just decided to right now. A little bit of white and waspy.
Okay.
The reflection.
So taking that flat brush again, just taking some white and water. We're going to start drawing some lines going straight across. It's horizontal lines.
We could have a few waterfalls coming down. So
Ooh,
interesting
waterfalls.
how you can change a painting so much, and how like ideas can start coming to you mid-painting. That's what this is right now. I'm painting just intuitively as I'm painting and getting ideas. Pull a few more sun rays in there. It's all these layers collectively that we've applied that are going to give you.
I don't know if mine will work because I've got all this weeping willow edge right there. Alright, so grab some yellow. I'm just going to fall down here. This is that yellow I originally used. I'm using to highlight some little weeping willows.
And you can tap, tap, tap.
Just highlighting some of these.
So I always like to show you guys the different brushes you can use for creating different things in paintings. One that she's offered. There's a few different methods that will get you the same effect. So if one doesn't work for you, then try a different approach. Everyone learns differently.
Yeah, add white to my yellow to get that bright yellow that she's got going. It looks so cool and magical, I just don't know what she's doing.
Now I'm going to show you another brush. You can also paint them with a fan brush. This one is a number 2. It's by the Dugat series. And we're just going to take those colors, that black and that yellow. And you can tap, tap, tap like this. And you can also pull. I'm going to use a little bit of water on my brush. You can pull them down like little waterfalls. But then tap as well.
I don't know what's going on over in this area that she's doing right here.
We're going to pick up just a little bit of white now.
Okay, so now just a little bit of white.
The next brush I'll be using is just a little mop brush, any little stipple brush, and I've got some of my neon.
Okay, you rinse that out. Alright, so next I'm going to pick up some magenta. So rinse out your brush, and then grab some magenta. Okay, so I've got my magenta here. Sorry, magenta. And she's using a little mop brush. So I'm going to use my little mop brush, which is this guy here. And she's just bringing some magenta, just a little bit on there. You can see just a little bit. Just tap some in here. Mine's not really showing up though.
This color is so luminous, and
Hers might be, mine's not.
it's transparent, so it's great to filter. So wherever I tap it over, if I tap it over the blue under there, it's going to see how it looks like.
Why don't you grab white too?
Changes the color a little bit, depending on whatever I'm painting over with it.
You know, I must have got some black in there, but you can always take it your rag and just wipe your brush off. That way you don't have some ruin, you can use it again. I'm going to take some white and magenta together.
And let's start adding some lighter, just little gentle taps like this.
I grab some white. I'm going to have to go over those neon colors again. I'm just doing this white so I can go over them with magenta. I'm going to rinse that brush off. The brush is done. Okay, set that aside to dry. I'm going to grab a different mop brush right here. And this looks exactly like her brush set. That's so funny. Okay, and I'm just going to grab some neon yellow. I'm just going to pick up some of that yellow. Go back over where I put the yellow before. I might actually leave those pink ones there. Okay, I'm going to wipe my brush off on my rag and grab a little bit of that light pink color, so white and pink. Little bushes over here.
And a little reflection below, so very light color and flick right down below.
And she did a little bit pink over here too. Pink reflection over here.
And I think a lot of the finishing touches with just a little bit more white now.
Okay, rinse it out. Lay that down and dry off. Take your flat brush again, back to the flat brush. Add some white to your brush, or get it damp. Add some white. Now we're just filling over here. Add some yellow to that white. Okay, and you can add some more sun rays if your paint is dry.
Take a little bit more of my white.
Grab some yellow.
Tiny bit of yellow.
Okay. And I guess that's done. So that was a nice little easy peasy weeping willow tree sort of walking path. You know, you get the stairs into the back of the forest painting. And I hope you enjoy this. I thought it was a nice relaxing painting, so I enjoyed it. You can always work on a painting, so if you didn't like your branches or whatnot, you can always work on them next time, so don't worry about that. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this YouTube tutorial, and I hope you come back next time. Remember to click the like below and to subscribe to my channel so that I know that you like the content I'm posting. So until next time, I'll see you guys later. Okay, bye!